everybody? Welcome to the East Coast Red and Gold podcast. I'm Niners Jess, along with Ty Alston, Maddie B, Niner Lady Dina, and we got Tony from Jersey in the house tonight. We are all East Coast tonight. What's going on, guys?
What's going on?
The usual.
What's that, Maddie?
I said the usual, just the usual.
That's true.
The
All right.
usual.
So before we start, we are brought to you by Faithful Gear. Get your customized Niners gear at faithfulgear209.com. Made for the faithful, by the faithful. Again, it's faithfulgear209.com. All right. We are also giving away Niners Broncos preseason tickets for this Saturday at Levi Stadium. We will get to Maddie in a few minutes to talk about those tickets. But first, I would like to say a couple words to Greg Papa. Papa, if you are watching, all of us at the East Coast Red and Gold podcast send you positive vibes, prayers, and we wish you all the best. And we cannot wait for you to come back.
Indeed.
All right, Maddie, go ahead.
It's in my section, which is the players tunnel section there, and then you'll get food and drink off the season ticket member menu as well. So stay tuned for that during the show. And I don't know, Jess is the captain. Look at me, she's the captain now. She'll let us know if it's going to be a number thing or what. So
yeah, we're going to probably do that around 8:30, 5:30 Pacific. But first, let's talk about some injuries because we have a boatload of them.
Oh, who would have guessed it?
What else is new?
Right.
And we signed like a whole slew of players, which I'm not even going to get into.
They'll be gone by Friday.
Right. Exactly.
Andy Isabella, we hardly knew ye.
Yes. And you know what? A lot of people were excited for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched him at UMass. The kid has talent. I don't know what the hell he was missing, but he was probably injured and couldn't do whatever. So yeah.
And we're gonna get to Greg Joseph and Jake Moody as well.
Of course you will.
Juwan Jennings.
Yeah.
Allegedly has a calf injury. Demo and McKivitz are back. Greg Joseph is waived. Yatir Gross-Matos should be available the Raiders week. Kevin Givens has a pec injury. He's going to miss some time. I believe Juice is back. Samo has a groin. He'll be a couple weeks. Isaac Arendo, shoulder, a couple weeks. I believe Jair Brown is back. Green and Cowing should be back next week. And that's about it for now. But I want to go back to Juwan Jennings. Tony, I'm going to start with you. Is it a calf injury or is he holding in?
I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to get the sense at first, you saw him on the field and stuff. So I was like, all right, yeah, maybe, he tweaked the calf. Nothing to worry about. He's out there. Spirits are high. And all of a sudden, the pads came on. It's like, all right, where's Juwan Jennings? I don't see him. So I think this might be a little bit of the I want to get paid type of ordeal that he's pulling right here. I mean, listen, the Niners can't pay everybody every year. You have individuals and potentially now Bosa wants money, but I don't know. I hope everything gets settled because, he is a big piece of this offense now, especially with Ayuk not around. He had a hell of a year last year. I'm really excited to see what he looks like this year in this offense going forward, but I hope they figure it out. And if it's the calf issue, if it's truly a calf, I hope it gets healthy. But those calves are tied to something, and then what it's tied to is a big issue, and that's the Achilles. So.
Yeah.
Ty, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a calf issue. I don't think he's holding in because if he is, he's hustling backwards. It's not the way you do it. You don't show up, then go away. Right? Like he was here through OTAs, here first day of camp, actually practicing. And then you decide, I'm going to leave. That is definitely not the way it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want to see 47 red, that's the way to bring out 47 red. And then you get traded to like Cleveland or New England, somewhere cold. Go play there. So I don't think that's the case. I think he's made of better stuff than to pull off something like that. And like you said, we always have these lower leg, soft tissue injuries, and we know they linger. And I think this is just one of those cases.
Maddie, what do you think?
Yeah, I am in the same boat as Ty here. I mean, although I don't think it's, I have a hunch that if game one was tomorrow, he would be playing. Okay, players aren't, they're just. I have a hunch that would be happening, right? But at the same time, it's August 6th, 7th. I don't know, whatever the hell day it is.
The 6th.
I know it's Wednesday. That I know. Okay, I know we're in
Sure of
August.
that.
I know it's Wednesday. Okay, so I got that down, and we're okay. But in terms of Jennings, like we've seen calf injuries. I like to go back to the Kevin Durant in the finals a few years ago, right, or in the playoffs a few years ago. Calf injury, you rush back from that, and what happens? No, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, we won't even talk about it here. Just no, thank you. There's no need of it. There's no. I don't. He knows this offense. He knows the plays. He knows Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy knows him. He needs to play this year if he wants to get the payday that he really wants, as opposed to just another bridge payday, right?
That's the key right there.
None of it makes sense. Do I think a little bit of it is lingering? Sure. But at the same time, I'd rather have an overabundance of caution with a calf injury, especially one that he had previously this offseason, right? So if it reoccurred again, and that's not out of the realm of the possibility for this freaking training staff. So, let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. Like, I mean, he showed up to camp. He's not posting weird Instagram stories. Like, let's just, we're good. Juwan Jennings, fist bump. Virtually, you're all set, buddy. Get well soon. Hopefully you get your deal, at least like something incentive based this year, and something maybe with an opt out that allows him to test the market if he wants to. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is, he needs to play to get paid. So I can't imagine he's just going to sit around and linger with a calf injury all year long. So I'm seriously not worried about this.
Yeah.
Dina, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think he's doing anything out of the ordinary. I mean, there's a calf issue. It's a calf issue. I think he's totally telling the truth on that. I do worry about that if it's a reoccurrence. Want to hope that it gets taken care of ASAP. Anything, weird. I think if it's a calf issue, it's a calf issue. And, he's been truthful with sticking around, like Ty said, coming into OTA.
Uh-oh.
Well, we're waiting for her to
Cliffhanger.
come back, by the way. Dre Greenlaw was also dealing with a calf injury before the Super Bowl. Just a quick little refresher. That
Okay.
worked out super great. So,
Yeah.
again,
That was
I don't think it's anything. Yeah, I don't think it's anything that he's doing. I think it's a real issue, and hopefully it'll be rectified.
I actually, Kyle Shanahan was asked about it, and he pretty much said, "You know what? You should ask Juwan."
That was weird.
Yeah.
That was
So
weird.
I guess like
it was
that.
weird that they asked him.
Yeah. Well, true.
It was weird that they asked him, and it was weird how he answered.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like the whole.
So,
It
and
was
I
just
think
awkward all around. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was like a game of awkward table tennis, right? It was really
Awkward.
yeah.
Awkward.
So now it's just sending everybody to, oh my God, he's holding in.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of weird.
Because usually he answers with he's working through it. We're being very cautious.
Right.
But
Very
when he
PC
kind of
answer.
said, you got to ask Juwan, I was like, whoa, that's not normal Kyle Shanahan answer. So that's why I was kind of like, what's going on here?
Mm.
And he's not a very good liar either. So
Hell no. Hell no.
all right. Everything that's been going on in training camp, we have Upton Stout, Ricky Pearsall, Brock Purdy, George Kittle. Should we be tempering our expectations until the joint practice with the Broncos tomorrow, Tony?
I'm going to say yes. A little bit. Because I feel due to the youth, the influx of youth on that defensive side of the ball, and there's a lot of positive for it by all means. I'm not saying they're terrible, but this is their first year really this is their first real live action going against at the NFL level versus an offense with the 49ers. Now they're going to see another team. So it's not going to be the same routes, same concepts. They're going to get different looks. And I think it's going to be crucial to see how they come out versus that, seeing the different looks, as well as how they adjust in the practice if something doesn't work right away, or if they get, if they go deep, or they hit the Denver offense gets on a roll. I want to see how that defense bounces back as far as the secondary, at least. We all know you can't hit the quarterback. You kind of run past him with your hands up. It is what it is with that. But you still can get the push as far as from the defensive tackles and defensive ends. And also the second level, I want to see how they're going to fly to the ball. Again, not seeing the same concepts. You're going to see different ones. So it's going to put the youth, especially Martin, Gifford's getting reps with the ones, I believe. Who's the other kid? D. Winters. D. Winters going to be put in a spot. They're going to really maybe go after him and challenge him. Because remember, Kyle's going to sit with them, and they're going to sit with Kyle and say, all right, listen, attack this. I want to see how these guys answer, how they respond to this. And so it's pre-planned, which is good. And you're going to see how they respond. And then from there, you go from there and you make your adjustments and see if they can respond from the adjustment or a different look. So I really like it. But unfortunately, what that means is you're really going to see nothing on that preseason game. Like, you're not going to see jack shit. It's just going to be plain offense, plain defense, and that's it. But I think the offense, I'm a little bit more worried about the defense than I am the offense. So we'll see. Because I think it's going to be a good test. I think it's going to be a good test for the receivers. You got Surtain. You got the rookie from Texas. You got Huff in the back, who knows some of these concepts, who went against some of these concepts. I don't know if Dre Greenlaw is going to go because he's got an injury. I don't know if it's a quad or something. So it's going to be interesting. I'm just going to leave it at that.
He should be in a full body air cast. If I owned the Denver Broncos, part of the contract for Dre Greenlaw is that he is in some sort of full body air cast or has like a Sue Storm invisible force field around him that allows him to transport back and forth between games from the locker room to the field. And you're only unprotected when you're on the field because every other time you have to keep him protected. So yeah, that's what I would do in that scenario.
Yeah, and that Denver ownership group, they got some deep pockets, so they could make something like that too.
If anybody has that force field, I promise you it's Walmart. Okay, so
that Walmart Plus.
Yes.
Yeah. Get it under 3 hours for $5. Exactly. Let's go.
For those of you just joining us, we are talking about whether we should temper our expectations until joint practices with the Broncos tomorrow. We will be giving away those preseason tickets in about 15 minutes. Ty, you are up.
Yeah, I think you temper them some. I think the key is, like Tony said, it's kind of scripted in a way. So you want to see who's making plays, but then again, they're kind of told kind of where to be. So it's wonky. You really don't know till really get to like the second, third preseason game. So you can really evaluate who's making plays out there, like who's getting it, who's, not blowing their assignments or keeping with their assignments consistently. That's what I want to see. So I'm not, it'll be good to see them out there, but I'm not going to pin everything on this one, like joint practice and first preseason game.
Maddie, what do you think? Besides the air cast.
Well, I mean, first off, everything was hell in a handbasket last year, right? Like joint practices got canceled last year. There was nothing was going on.
Bodies,
Just having so number one, just having joint practices this year is fantastic, right? And you're having joint practices against an organization that honestly you've had trouble with in the past. No matter who's been the head coach, no matter who's been the quarterback. And now, like, is an experienced head coach in Sean Payton that runs a team. Like they've done joint practices before. New Orleans
Oh,
and
yeah.
New England used to do them all the time up here. So this is old hat for them. This is great. This is we heard the phrase earlier this week, iron sharpening iron. This is the stuff that you want and you need. And if this team is going to move on and get back to the Super Bowl, right? Like this is one of those huge progress steps that they have to take. And if it gets skipped or they cut a day off or whatever, like that usually means things haven't gone well, right? Like teams don't want to waste their time doing this if nothing's going to happen. So this stuff is important, right? To take that next step, to get from 5 Super Bowls to 6 Super Bowls. Yeah, this is one of those necessary steps on that train. In today's NFL, especially with the lack of off-season stuff and everything else that happens, right? This is it. This is the only place you can. Once the training camp is over, guys, that's it. They're on to game planning every week. The Brock Purdy stuff that doesn't happen all the time. That's the people aren't just getting reps and doing things. Okay, the people that are going to play are going to get work. The people that aren't going to play are going to watch and be on the practice squad. So this is a huge first step and very important one.
Dina, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, with Maddie, with what he's saying. And it's also, too, a chance everybody's just feeling each other out. It's not, let's see what the defense can do. And let's other out and see who's paying attention or who paid attention during practice and who didn't. And, I can't really, although I'd be glad to see them on the field, it's not something that I'm going to because I think this is a learning chance, another chance to learn, another chance to grow. So this is a feeling out session and see who can do what and when.
All right. Tony, who impresses you along the defensive line? Alfred Collins, CJ West, Michael Williams. We all know Nick Bosa's there, so he's out.
Right now, it hands down is going to be CJ West. CJ West came in and made the best of his opportunity. Very physical, very gifted player. Went from Toledo, went to Indiana. I had him on my list to be drafted. I like Mikel Williams.
Smarty pants.
Huh?
I said, look at you, smarty pants.
No, it's just someone that I watched. Like I saw him in the what was it, the East West Shrine Bowl, I think he was in. And you just saw like how dominant he was. Like he's just a good defensive tackle. He really flew under the radar. Personally, I don't know how he made it to the fourth round. I just didn't understand it. But, I mean, hey, we got lucky. He was there. We made the pick. And I think he's going to be a huge addition. I even think from day one he could be the starting defensive tackle for this defensive line over Collins. As far as Collins, I think he's a little bit raw. He's changing the schemes from what he played with Texas compared to what they're playing in San Francisco. Mikel Williams, everyone is just riding this kid because he was drafted 11th overall. Listen, Mikel Williams is talented. I don't give a shit what anyone says. And this team's focus, obviously, with their first 3 picks, tells you what their focus was, and that's stopping the run. And there's no better edge setter from the defensive end standpoint in this class than Mikel Williams. Yeah, he didn't put up the sacks. He didn't have the pretty stats. It is what it is. But in big games, he showed up and made big plays. Okay, versus Texas, he had a big game. Versus a guy who got drafted in the first round, Banks, he had a big game. He doesn't have the tools. He's not. He was probably the toughest evaluation, I think, for me out of that whole Georgia team because the way they play. They teach their defensive ends. Your number one priority is setting the edge, stopping the run. No one gets outside you, and that's that. Then you worry about rushing the quarterback. And you saw it. They would have him outside. They would stand him up. They would put him as a defensive tackle. They put him as a nose guard. They'd stand him up in the AB gap. They'd align him all over the place. And when you do that, you take away from him being his development as a true defensive end and pass rusher. I like the kid. I think he's going to be good. He's young. He's talented. He's athletic. He has the arm length. He has that factor to him. He just needs to be like molded now. He's like a ball of clay that just needs to be molded out. And I think he couldn't land in a better spot. Learning from Bosa, Kosaric working with him. The scheme, I think, is going to help him. But day one, I think out of our defensive linemen, I think it's CJ West, hands down. And I think he's going to be the starting defensive tackle this year. Alongside, I don't know.
Well, there's from Matt Mayoko, Michael Williams, let's cut the bull. He's a starter week 1, no doubt about it, but he can be a 3-down player. But can he be a 3-down player where he plays base down, sets the edge in the run game on 1st and 2nd down, then slides inside and rushes the passer on 3rd down?
Mm-hmm. That's what he did at Georgia.
Well, we're going to find out, right? I mean,
we're going to find out real soon, too. Yeah.
I mean, F around and find out, I guess. I mean, Matt is on it. Like, he's been around this team for, a little while now. I think he's going to know. And, that's 100% correct. We're going to find out. They either hit on this draft pick or they got another rotational guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst type of player I think Mikel Williams could turn out to be is like an Eric Armstead, a bigger, more physical defensive end who slides inside and makes his money on 3rd and long situations from the defensive tackle, like what he said. But I just think this kid is too talented, and he does things like if you watch him at Georgia, how he just stuns people when he strikes them in their chest plate, and he benches them like textbook technique. Bench him, read, shed, go, and that's what he does. That's what he was taught at Georgia. Now everyone's saying, "Well, they should have drafted the other kid Walker as a pass rusher." Okay. Me personally, I don't want somebody that's 6'1", 240 pounds on a good day lining up as my defensive end. Because I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm running right down his throat because he ain't stopping. He's not getting around Trent Williams. He's not getting around a combo block between Trent or McKivitz and George Kittle. No, he's not. Yep. He is a linebacker. He was made to play in a 3-4 system, not this scheme. You want to stop the run, and that's what they couldn't do for shit last year. You bring in run stoppers and you develop them as pass rushers and you put them in situations for them to have success. So what do you do day one if I'm the 49ers? 1st, 2nd, I would even give him a shot on 3rd down a couple of times. If he doesn't do it, you slide him inside. You put Huff outside. That's why we brought him in, right? And you let that kid tee off, build some confidence, let him learn how to use his hands and develop a technique and a pass rush. Then you could develop him further as an edge pass rusher coming off the edge.
Off the edge, yep.
If Huff is not here past this year or whatever year he's under contract for.
Yeah, Tony, I agree with you. And I said this, on last week's show. Like, Williams has the genetic makeup to be an all-around defensive end, stopping the run, rushing the passer. Like, he has that Michael Strahan, Myles Garrett type of makeup in him to be able to do it all. He just needs to be coached up and develop that, right? Because what you said, in Georgia, they didn't use him that way. But when they kicked him inside and told him to rush, he did show ability. It's like, okay, can you put that ability together on the outside and put it all together? And he's in the right place to be coached up to learn that. He has an all-pro on the other end that he's been watching to learn those techniques and skills from. So I think that can come over time. Yeah.
What I listened to and I heard right away, I think we'd all agree that Trent Williams is a Hall of Fame tackle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. The first thing out of Trent Williams' mouth was his arm length and it was arm length. Then he combined power and strength. Power and strength are two different things. Strength is just strength and force, but power is when he puts his weight behind you. It's different. It's at a different level. And for Trent Williams to say that within the first minute of the interview, that tells me something.
For Trent Williams doesn't blow smoke to blow smoke. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
doesn't. He's usually like that dude should probably be in player evaluations after he's done playing, because like he seems to be spot on about every guy that he sees and plays against on the field. So
Correct.
Tina, what are your thoughts?
I agree with everybody, but my take so far is Stout. I heard that he was doing pretty well, but I want to see what he can do. I mean, because the guy's massive, but and so far from what I've read, he got a lot of accolades, or oh, thank you, Don. He got a lot of accolades and things like that, and he's moving really well. But I hope to see more. And the thing about it is, like Maddie said, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if this is the real guy. But I like what he's been doing, and what I've read that he's been doing. And there was one clip I saw, and I don't know, the guy just had his shoulders down, like looked like a rhino. It's kind of scary looking, but the red and gold rhino. So I want to see more of him, but so far he looks pretty damn good. But what do I know?
Yeah, Upton Stout, he's 5'8", but he doesn't play like it, from what they say. He's been all over the place. He even reached out to K1 Williams to pick his brain, which I thought was pretty cool. He seems to be, an old soul, really, like old
a new
school.
body and old soul.
Yeah, like old school, and and stuff like that. What are you guys' thoughts on Upton Stout, Maddie?
they figured out how to find Diamador Lenore, so I have faith that they've hit another one. Western Kentucky's a pretty good football factory. They got a good system there, so yeah, they'll be fine. He'll be good, and they'll probably have found another one that they'll sign to a contract extension in 3 years for below market value, similar to Diamador Lenore, and then they'll draft another one who does the same thing, right? Like some teams are really good at that, and the 49ers are really good at finding their corners and their nickels and stuff like that. And there's a lot of versatility. It doesn't matter if it's in the defensive line, it doesn't matter if it's with the linebackers, it doesn't matter if it's in the secondary. All of these guys have versatility, right? And that's, almost all these guys have played special teams at some point too. So there's just versatility everywhere out there. So I think Stouts just fits right into that. And he's got a cool personality too. Like I think a lot of kids are really going to like him too. So
Ty, what do you think?
Love him. I love the pick. Love this dude. I love him for his coverage skills. He gets after it. He shows quickness, blitzability coming off the edge, which you want from your corner. That's very important for your blitz packages. And he's not afraid to mix it up in the run. He'll come up and run support. And, as Tony mentioned, Trent Williams is pretty darn good. Fred Warner's pretty darn good too. And Fred Warner talked glowingly about this kid because he's right next to him on nickel packages, and Fred's talking to him. And for him to be able to relate to what Fred's saying and pick up on things, that's pretty good. That gives me hope.
Especially from the nickel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony, what do you think before you get out of here?
I'm sorry. I'm good. I'm good. I don't have to leave, Jess. I'm good.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
I'm good. I'm sorry. I just choked.
He was so excited to tell us he almost choked. Like,
Yeah, look at that.
As far as Stout,
that's how happy he is.
When they drafted Stout, I was kind of like, wow, damn, 5'8". That's a little small. Did some due diligence on him, listen to his interview with the team, listen to his call when Kyle called him, let's go. And a couple key points I want to point out that I heard from beat writers, from other content creators, how he took it upon himself to watch film. That he took it upon himself to watch K1 Williams, to reach out to K1 Williams. And these are all things that, like, okay, this kid literally is coming from Western Kentucky and making the jump into the NFL. Not a knock against Western Kentucky. It's a good program. But and you see that type of commitment and work ethic, that's very encouraging. That's very encouraging. That's what you want to see from somebody like that. And then you combine that with how he talks and how he says, let's go, I'm ready, you got a dog. You put all that together, and it's just like, all right, there's something there. And for him, if he could take that step of development, take that nickel spot and secure it, I think that's huge to keep Diamador Lenore outside. On the opposing team's one, or whatever they do, if they shadow or if he just plays one side, whatever they do. But I think that helps the defense even more. Another person that in this draft class that I really think they could have found something and stumbled across something is the safety from Kansas State.
Siegel.
Marquise
Siegel.
Speed. He's a former corner. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. He has the speed. He's a former corner. He has the instincts. He played outside. He knows what it's like to cover. And he will come up and hit you. Like, this kid, I think, flew under the radar. How? I don't know. But watching him and, like, reading up on him, I think they potentially could have stumbled across something in round 5? I think they took him.
Yeah, he was late.
Yeah, in the 5th round. He was the second pick in the 5th round or the first pick in the fifth round? Yeah. So I think they stumbled across something with him. That's a rookie that I have my eye on. And I want to see him tomorrow or whenever they play versus Denver live.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah.
And speaking of Saturday, let's give away those tickets. Ty, what are we going to do? Pick a number between 1 and 50?
Yeah. Let me make sure I got my thingy set up here. 1 to 50.
All right. So pick
Pretty
a number
sure
between 1 and 50. This is for the chat. And if you come close to whatever Ty draws, you win the preseason tickets to Saturday's game against the Broncos, Levi Stadium.
With food and drink.
Yeah,
With
good
food
stuff.
and drink. Okay.
Can't wait to sit there.
So yeah, get those numbers in the chat.
Yes, start to pick your numbers. All right. So, what is the unit that looks good so far?
G unit. Sorry, couldn't resist. The unit. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Parking is not included. That's the one thing I don't have because, well, when I'm out there, I don't have a car. I just walk there. So yeah, I don't pay for the parking. Sorry, but there's parking all over the place. Honestly, I would take the train in. To be quite honest with you, there's a little train. Park there, take the train in, and leave. It's my 10 cents.
Ty, go ahead.
I don't know. Quarterback and receiver. I don't know. I don't hear like we don't see. It's hard because I haven't heard like reports on like units in particular.
Yeah.
Just like player connection, who's doing well, right? And I'm here. Brock and the receivers are hooking up very well.
Yeah.
Especially like him and Pearsall, and him and Kittle always doing their thing. So that's a good sign considering question marks at receiver depth. But it's just good to hear Brock's making it happen.
Yeah.
All right, people, get your numbers in. It's for preseason tickets for the Niners, Broncos, Saturday night, Levi Stadium. Go ahead, Dina.
Yeah, I can't really say one particular unit as of now. I mean, because I'm getting, looking at all or trying to see all, and it's like Ty said, it's more individual than it is as a collective. But I always look to hear more about the defense. That's just me. I'm a defense person. So anything dealing with the defense, I tend to listen and concentrate more and see what's going on. But I can't really pick out anything. The one thing that stood out to me that I saw today was about the connection between Brock and Pearsall and how they're gelling really well, connecting. And I thought that was very important, especially considering what everybody was saying about Pearsall, but him actually going out there and doing it. But I can't really say a particular unit yet. I'll probably know more like after the first game. I mean, after the first preseason game, see what happens. But I personally tend to look toward defense because I'm that kind of person.
Maddie, what do you think?
Special teams, because it can't be any worse than it previously was.
We won't see that until the game. Will the coverage unit actually cover?
Oh, that's a fun
Shut that
alarm.
car off.
I know. Turn your car off.
Always do it. That's hilarious.
Oh, damn. I screamed out the window. They heard me. Darn.
Yeah.
That happened to me the other day. I was starting my kid's car, and like on the side of the key, there's like a panic button, and you like have to turn the key. And I'm like, who designed this? Like someone. Like, what are we doing? Like, who actually came up with this idea? Anyway, sorry, Tony. Go ahead.
All right, what was the question again, Jess? I'm sorry, my phone rang when you asked it.
That's okay. The unit that looks good so far.
Oof. If Garendo didn't get hurt, I would say running backs. Garendo's hurt, so I'm going to take that back. I'm going to go with the linebackers.
I was going to pick them too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That's a good choice.
I think to cut down for that group, some good talent is going to be a go. I definitely think the linebackers, the linebacking core, could be really good. I think you're going to see sideline to sideline flying around all over the field. The speed is there. Like even if Gifford isn't as fast, obviously, as Martin or D. Winters, but he's still fast for a linebacker.
Yeah.
And they're just loaded with speed. Even the kid that they brought over from the Jets at the last minute, Chaz Surratt.
Yeah.
Another speedster. Like, they put a ton of speed at that second level of that defense. And what I'm so excited about with this group is you have three excellent coaches. You have what's the linebacker coach?
Johnny Holland.
Johnny Holland, thank you. You have Johnny Holland working with them. You have Gus Bradley, and you have Robert Saleh.
Mm-hmm.
I am really excited about this defense. I don't think they're going to be great week 1, week 2, week 3. But if this team could stay in contention and have a winning record going into the latter part of the season, I think if this defense hits if this defense hits the stride that a lot of people think it could, I think this defense going into the playoffs could be something. I really do. I'm not saying it's going to carry the team, but I think, like, reading reports from camp, I forgot who, I think it was Brad Graham might have tweeted something like, I don't know what I can say or what I can't say, but I'm going to tell you this: the stunts and the blitzes are unreal with this defense. So that just tells you the two of them are changing the mentality of the true cover 3.
Yep.
And they're putting wrinkles in this defense.
Oh, yeah.
They're using Stout off the corner. They're going to use Pinnock as a blitzer. They're going to come from every angle with this defense. And I'm really excited to see it because you have young, talented guys with speed. And hopefully they're hungry. So we're going to see a little bit better, a little bit different defense than we saw last year with the predictable scheme of sort.
For those of you just joining us, we are giving away preseason tickets for Niners Broncos this Saturday at Levi Stadium. Get your numbers in the chat. Pick a number between 1 and 50, and we'll be picking that in a little bit. And then the tickets are yours. Robert Saleh said something interesting yesterday. He said, pretty much to paraphrase, to go through it again, we're going to do it again. They've built the defense and went to the Super Bowl. They're building up the defense again. And hopefully we go to the Super Bowl again. What are your thoughts on what he said, Ty?
Yeah, I agree. I talked about it. Like, he's been here before. And we saw, it went from terrible to number 1 ranked defense in the league. And that first year, 2017, we saw how good that defense became. Like, from game to game to game, it just got better and better and better. And he wasn't afraid to, this guy isn't playing well, get out of here. Let me put this guy in. He's a better fit. This guy's making plays. Let me change this. Navarro Bowman, he's not really working out. Let's trade him, get somebody else in there. Like, they weren't afraid to make the moves that they needed to get the defense right as quick as possible. And it was the defense that had us in games, that helped us win. So with all that knowledge and all the knowledge he's gained, being away, and now you got pillars to hold you down in the defense, I think is going to get up to speed quicker than then. And like, it will be good at the end of the season. I think we will see them gel and come together and be able to make a run just based on defense.
Ty, just real quick before you say something. If you look at how they built this defense, they put those 2 mooses in the middle to keep those guys free at the second level and let them run and do their thing.
Exactly.
That's what it's going to be. You're going to have the space eaters in the middle, and these guys are just going to fly around and take your head off when they have the opportunity to do it.
Coming downhill, bam.
That's it. You're not going to see guards and tackles and centers reach blocking and trying to cut off the backside linebacker. Nope. Not going to happen no more. If these space eaters do what they're supposed to do, and the depth behind them keeps up, the Evan Andersons, Givens, I know he's got the pec issue, or even the kid that they signed from Cleveland last year, not Isaiah McGuire, Jordan Elliott. A couple reps, keep those guys free at the second level. These guys are going to be allowed to make plays like they used to when Saleh was here previously, or even like when Bradley was the defensive coordinator in Seattle.
Yeah.
You're going to see at the second level, they're going to fly around and just make plays. And that's what that defense does.
Right.
Rob D says that Saleh's the number 1 addition this offseason because he's responsible for the exciting additions on the roster too. Best move the team made.
I would say Saleh and Bradley.
Yeah. Dina, what are your thoughts about what Robert Saleh said?
I love it. It reminds me of something like as if to say, expect the unexpected, but we're back. I love the positivity. I love what he said and how he said it, only because, look, we can't go wrong with what we have if everybody stays healthy and everything works and everything gels. Yeah, we can't go wrong. I mean, we have the right mindset, the right motivation. I love it. And that to carry that through for the rest of the season, that type of mentality, man, I'll be winning stuff left and right. Because I love it.
Maddie, what do you think?
They knew, we watched it, right? The offense fell off a little bit last year. The defense wasn't good enough to make up for it. Everybody got hurt. Scott, whatever. Like, everything was just up against it. The Jets, and we got to take advantage, right? Like, thank you so much for firing the head coach and making it so that he came back here. And thanks to the rest of the league for not hiring him, right?
Mm.
So, and they allowed him to have a say on what he wanted and what he wanted to do. And, I'm sure he wants to be a head coach again. I'm sure he will be a head coach again. If I were him, I'd spend a couple of years, 3 years, maybe as long as I needed to until I got to the spot that I wanted to work at with the people that I wanted to work
Get
with.
the right spot. Yeah.
Get the right spot, and because you're gonna have the free reign to do whatever you want here. It's not gonna be like this in other places. So um do what you can to keep them, right? This is this is huge. He was the absolute, as we've seen in the comments multiple times, that was the number one acquisition of the offseason. Didn't cost anything on the salary cap, right? There's no anything. I
Mhm.
don't care what they paid him, it was totally worth it.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? They got 2 comp picks for losing him. They got him back in a year where they want to rebuild this defense. He's the defensive coordinator. He's here for, I think, at least 2 years. If I heard that right, when they signed him to that contract, they had a guarantee. The Niners wanted 2 years of him. I don't know how true that is, and he's here to restock, retool, and redevelop and teach this defense. And it totally takes the burden off of Kyle Shanahan with everything on as far as that side of the ball, and let him return back to the offensive side of the ball. They brought in a special teams coordinator thanks to Saleh, because he came with Saleh. And Kyle can focus 100% on offense and game management now. There's no excuse. He can't. It's not going to be consistently looking what Nick Sorensen's doing or Wilkes was doing. Where he's calling timeouts when he's trying to look at his tablet. No. He brought his people in. He's got 2 former head coaches on the defensive side of the ball, an experienced special teams coordinator who lasted with the Jets for a very long time, and then him. So this is it.
Yeah, I've said that countless times. It'll be nice to see Kyle just focus on the offense now and not worry about the defense, and just get things rolling again with the offense.
Yes.
What are your guys' thoughts on Demarcus Robinson? Addison is getting 3 games. They should be coming out with a possible suspension for Demarcus Robinson soon.
Yeah, I hope they let it slide and just forget about it. But I don't think that'll happen. But
the other
he's
way.
listen, he's a great pickup, I think.
Yeah.
He's been tearing it up in camp. He's 30 years old or 31 years old. But statistically, last year he had a great season. 7 touchdowns on a team with Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. He had 7 touchdowns. And everything
He was preferred at times over Cup last year.
Oh yeah.
In fact,
which is
he was part of
crazy.
the reason that I think that they were able to phase Cup out. Yeah, legit.
Which is crazy, and that's what you want to see. You're bringing him in, I don't know. I just hope they're going to suspend him for probably the same thing, but I hope they just let him slide. But I doubt it.
I think at least 3 games.
Yeah, I'm expecting
least 3?
4 because it's a minimum of 3 with any sort of OUI related whatever. Even if you plead down on everything and then you get the you just get whatever. If it is because of an OUI, it has something to do with the CBA. It's a minimum of 3 games, and I think this is his second. This is his second time in some sort of something. He had some sort of speeding thing previously, or a PED thing, or something like that.
Yeah.
And if they try to treat it as a substance thing, then it could even be up to 6. To be quite honest with you, but I think it'll be 4. So it'll probably be 1 more than Addison because he had this on top of the previous thing that he had. So that's what I think. So, but then he'll be back to be the slot guy. If he hasn't, if Jacob Cowing hasn't taken it over by then. Oh wait, just kidding, he's hurt. Somebody else. You know what I mean?
He should be back next week. We'll say him and Renardo Green.
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
All right, last call. Get your numbers in for the preseason tickets. Picking them in about a couple minutes.
0 to 50, folks. Pick a number.
1 through 50.
So Sivo wants our thoughts on the ESPN taking over NFL Network.
Terrible. This is
What?
a absolutely god awful bad idea because
Yep.
the NFL is now going to have a 10% ownership stake in ESPN. So now you're not going to get like this whole thing's stupid. It's all dumb.
When did this happen?
Last couple of days. They've been talking about it for
Yeah.
months and months and months, though. They've been working on
See?
this since last year. The NFL owners think it's too expensive. They're making money hand over fist,
I know.
and they think it's too expensive to have their own media network. Like, I would think that would be the one thing I would want to own and have and make sure is mine because I don't want to rely on anybody to cover my sport for me. You know what I mean? Like you have the money right now to do it, more than enough. Like, are you afraid of something? Like what is the and if I don't know how that loses money. If that loses money, like they are like that money should that station should make so much money because when there's no live events, you just run replays and people watch it. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. I've not gotten it since that whole Good Morning Football shake up. They finally like got a
Yep.
show that actually worked on their thing, and then all of a sudden they were done. It's like that doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. And now I understand
That's weird.
what is happening. So yeah,
Hmm.
the whole thing seems to frankly stink to me. And don't even get me started about them putting WWE
WWE.
premium live events on there. That's another, that's $24 a month increase over what it currently is. So
Wow.
ESPN's trying to get hard into the streaming thing, and once again, we're going to end up paying the cost of it. So
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
really,
Yeah.
really excited about it. Really, really super pumped. And now this means like, who's the insider? How many of these insiders are there? How many do you need? Right? You're going to have
Uh-huh.
Shefty. You're going to have Rap Sheet. You're going to have Pellis. Like, how many more do you need? So somebody's going to retire. Is my prediction. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to retire or they're going to do a Woj
Rap
thing.
Sheet, Pelissero, and Garofolo over Shefty any day.
I really like Pelissero.
I couldn't agree more.
Mhm.
I am not an Adam Schefter person at
No.
all.
A lot of folks aren't.
Hmm.
So I got you.
All right,
Got
Ty,
you.
you ready?
Yeah. Oh, numbers. Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Can y'all see my screen?
Ooh, breaking
Okay,
out
here
the
we go.
iPad. Look at that.
Yep. Make it nice
Well,
and big.
whoever had number 0, congratulations, I guess. Oh no, just kidding.
29. There you go.
Dawn's
Oh,
the
it's
winner.
Dawn.
She called 29 on
Is
the
it Dawn?
nose.
Dawn had 38.
Oh, okay.
She's closest.
She was the closest.
Yep.
That's
She was
what
the
it is.
closest. Okay, yeah.
We don't do Prices Right rules here, so you're good.
Okay.
That's right. You can go over.
You can go over. It's just a matter of closest. Get Jess your email via DM or whatever, and we'll get you all that stuff.
Congrats, Dawn.
Congrats.
Have fun and have a good time.
Man.
Please don't physically fight anyone because then I'm responsible for that. So if you could not do that would also be great. Thank you.
I have to remember that when
Yeah.
I sit there for the home
Ser-
opener.
Tell mom
Be on
to
your
keep
best
the
behavior.
cane down.
That's
That's
Yeah.
right.
right.
That's right.
Okay? That's what
I'll
I'm
tell
just
mom to keep the cane down. We're all
down.
Oh,
Down.
man.
All right, so real quick before we get out of here, and thank you guys for coming on tonight, especially you, Tony. Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
guys make of the unofficial depth chart that came out?
It's way too early.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't-
I
means
mean, it
nothing.
wasn't even done by
Yeah.
coaches; it was done by the communication
even-
team.
Yeah.
They have
It's-
Alfred. They have CJ West behind Alfred Collins. I mean,
They did that based off of draft selection, I think. As far
They
as
were
the
just
rookies,
listing
but
players.
they-
Yeah.
it's way too early. I mean, I think they just did that just because they need something for the people up in the booth to go off of. But a lot's going to change by the time this cut down happens with this team,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
definitely. I mean,
based off of that, that depth chart.
yeah. I mean, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I just want your thoughts on it. Ty,
You
what do
see
you
all
think?
the, all the roster moves they made. They
Yeah.
can make the same amount of roster moves after this preseason game, and
yeah.
the whole thing shuffled again. So yeah, it's just way too early. Like Tony said, they just needed something to list out, something for the media team to talk about, something for the TV broadcasters to have to reference. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Maddie.
It's also for gambling stuff and best ball and fantasy stuff too. Honestly, that's part of that's part of the thing. The league has cost sharing agreements with all these sports information places, right? So
Yeah.
I think probably by some sort of law, rule, regulation, or whatever, because you have to be transparent on this stuff. Like, there's got to be some sort of depth chart there, whether somebody has had enough reps or not, right? So,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put too much stock in that depth chart. Yeah, I think we already all know who the starters are going to be. Okay, I'm going to be outside of, we don't know who's actually going to be healthy for week one as a wide receiver, healthy and be able to be active because they're not on some sort of suspension, right? So, like, that's really the only thing that's up in the air at this point. Honestly, I expect D Winters to start over Nick Martin. I would be
Yeah.
shocked if Nick Martin comes in for D Winters at some point and Wally pips him, but because that's how it works with D Winters. So, okay. But in terms of everything else, yeah, the wide receivers are really, to me, the only thing that are really kind of up in the air at this point, because you don't know who's going to be healthy in week one. Maybe Ricky
Yeah.
Pearsall until his hamstring does whatever.
Mm.
Did Jake Moody win the kicking competition?
Can we talk about this, please?
Go ahead.
Mm.
Do you think it was right for them to cut that kicker?
No.
Hell yeah.
They only see they're like the 31 other teams have 2 kickers on their squad. We needed to sign a slew of players just for these joint practices. I don't think Jake Moody won the kicking competition. I think he's just in a competition with him, pretty much with himself. And if it goes to shit, they're going to be right on the phone with somebody. Maybe Greg Joseph comes back. I don't know, but
Maybe someone else. Yeah.
that's true.
You're absolutely right.
Like, here's my thing. Like, this is what I think about it. I'll be quick because I know you're going to end soon. But you come out saying we're bringing in a veteran to compete with Moody to be the kicker of the 49ers. Great. He brings in his guy from the Jets. Great. He's leading the competition, but yet he's the one that's cut. If I was Kyle Shanahan, all 3 of these preseason games, I'm kicking every damn field goal I can, and I'm rotating them until the final 53 cut down, and whoever does the best, then you make your decision then. That is a competition. This is just saying, here, Jake, here you go, because you're a former third-round pick. You have the foot up, even though you're losing statistically in the competition by 1 kick. Actually, it would have been 2 if he was still there today. But
You
we'll go
nitpicking over one kick, really?
then it's not a true. Don't tell the fan base it's a competition. Don't.
Okay. What can I ask you a question? What were
Sure.
their kicking numbers from OTAs?
I don't know. They didn't release them. They were tight-lipped about the whole thing in OTAs. They didn't
That's
say
the
a
thing.
word.
That's the thing. They know a lot more than we do. We
just
can't
feel
sit here
you're truly-
because Larry Kruger was sitting there counting kicks during practice that he knows the whole picture, or anyone else. I'm sorry,
No,
Larry, to
what
mention your name.
What I'm just saying is I would have let them listen. You could snap a ball with the holder, and the long snapper Weeks could snap it to Morstead. Morstead could put it down, and either kicker A or kicker B could kick it through. Put them in a game setting. Put them in a situation where they're being rushed, because Jake Moody in practice, he'll kick field goals. You put him on the field, he misses. Dude, I watched
When he's healthy, he doesn't.
Huh?
When he's healthy, he doesn't.
I watched the Tampa Bay game this morning. Just laying on the couch. My kids were in camp.
When he was injured. Okay, go ahead.
If he's injured, then shame on if
shame
he's
on
injured,
Schneider. Shame on Schneider, right?
No. Shame on the medical staff for clearing him. If he's injured, He did not look injured. He planted like a normal kicker. My thing is this. If you're going to put out there's a competition, you damn well better make sure it's a competition, because if you go into this season with this kid and he costs games, someone's got to answer for that and be responsible for that, in my opinion. You know the situation in live games, what he does. He missed 3 field goals versus Tampa Bay, and they almost lost that game. You want to go into a season with this, with the unknown? That's where I'm at. I don't give a shit if he was a first-round pick. You can't kick, you're not on the team. Injury, fine. You want to say the injury could hinder him? 100%. Then the medical staff should be fired.
I'm with you.
Why are you putting him on the field if he's still injured? Which in past practice they have a tendency of doing. But
there's 2 types of health with Jake Moody, by the way. There's physical health and there's mental health. And I have told this story before, but before that Miami game last year, like, he let the cheerleaders warming up on the field bother him to the point where it knocked him offline. We know. And that's because of that's the health thing, right? That's the health thing. That he's in his head. You know what I mean? So, like, this other thing too, like, I've thought the whole time, I really hope he saw a sports psychologist this offseason. Legit. To talk about all of it. You know what I mean? He's had some big hits and some big misses. And depending on his personality and who he is, right, he could be internalizing some of that. So kicking is 87% mental most of the time, right? And if you're not healthy, which he wasn't, he was probably healthy enough to play, Tony, but he wasn't 100%. And that's what happens with pro football players in every position level. And we rail on kickers for not being tough enough and being weirdos or whatever. So what are they going to try to do? They're going to try to gut it out and come back to justify their freaking existence. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just par for the course. So he's going to be like, I'm fine. But clearly something was off, right? Something was off there. But a lot of this stuff has just been like, you have drafted a guy in the 3rd round at any position. They're not typically cutting him after a year or 2 years unless he absolutely sucks. And Moody doesn't absolutely suck, right? Like,
no,
I see what they see there, right? We've all seen it. We know the potential he has. And there's been a confluence of events for whatever reason that hasn't allowed him to reach maximum potential. But this is his chance. This is his shit or get off the pot moment, right? People are knocking at the door and they want to use the bathroom. So you either need to let it go or that's it. So I think that was part of this. I don't think Greg Joseph has left the area, I'm guessing. And I think if he melts down, he's going to get a phone call, right? I don't think they had that guy in their back pocket that they trusted to call last year, which is why they probably didn't even try to go through all that other stuff, right? Yeah. Because every time they've replaced him before or replaced a kicker before, even when Robbie Gould missed games, they'd find a guy and he'd find a way to freaking miss an extra point or miss a field goal, right? Like, it's just what happens with this team and their special team. So that's why we need to just burn sage all around it. And get it all rebuilt, which is exactly what they've done this offseason. So hopefully it all works out. I would have liked to have seen it go exactly the way Tony did in terms of, like, you know, this, that, and the other. And I would really like to see how kicks are done. Like, people should be out there with sticks and brooms and fake hands and whatever. Like, it should be just a raucous party anytime there's something like that going on.
Pumping
like,
sound, all that crap.
Pumping sound. People should be, you know, wacky with those stupid things that you see at car dealerships. That
I hate those things.
Get about 10 of those.
Oh,
for my front lawn.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you don't.
I do.
Get 10 to 15 of them and just have them in front of the thing. Like, whatever it is,
people behind them, booing them, cursing at them,
make
everything.
It absolute chaos, right? I think that's the way you bust through that stuff. I'm not sure if that's done, and if it isn't, boy, it really should be.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think the competition isn't over. I think this was simply a numbers game. Like, if you look at these position groups, we literally didn't have the numbers. Like running backs. We know CMC ain't playing. Got to keep him fresh. Garendo just went down. James Jordan, that his name? The other
Jordan
running back we
James.
drafted. Jordan James, sorry. I'm flipping it again.
You would have been good
Um,
either way.
Yeah.
We would have known.
He literally just came back from injury. We don't know if he's playing Saturday.
Full potential. Yeah.
He is. I think.
So it's like who's going to play running back? We need numbers, we need bodies, and then the receivers is like, okay, 2 guys out. Who are we getting in? We need bodies for that. The D line, we saw Kevin Gibbons go down. We need bodies for that. It's like, all right, skip the kicker. we know what he can do in the game. Gotcha. The focus is on Moody. Let's see what he can do in the game, and we get this roster spot available for someone else. And if you think about it, there's even more pressure on Jake Moody now because all eyes are on him.
Sure.
Yeah.
No one else. He's underneath the microscope solo right now.
Yeah.
So he really has to put up or shut up. So now this actually heightens the competition because I'm pretty sure Morstead is still in town. Like some reporter out there, report, do your job, find out where he is. He's probably right across the street at the Hilton.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts before we get to the 2-minute warning and get out of here?
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thing about that. I read today, I forget where I read it. I'm looking at Google again, but the article was saying that the kicker was brought in to help make Moody better. Not so much a competition, but to help make Moody better. That's why he was brought in. I'm not buying that at all.
I'm buying that.
Mm-mm.
I'm not buying
Okay.
that because if you look at from the
I'm not
beginning,
buying that at all.
they've
Okay.
made changes on special teams throughout.
Exactly. Now, like you said, Ty, they know more than we do. But I still think we need another kicker. I don't think we should just stick with Moody. We need bodies. That's all I'm saying. We need bodies. And no, I'm not applying.
All right. Let's go to that hurry up offense and the 2-minute warning. Ty, you're up.
All right. Saturday, we get actual football. Keep your eyes on the young guys. It's all about the young guys. We know that. Don't expect to see Fred Warner or Trent Williams out there. Keep your eyes on the young guys and evaluate how they do and enjoy the game, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Dina?
Yeah, same. Enjoy the game. Look at who's doing what and how they do and what they do. And if they actually learn something. Go Niners.
Maddie?
Agreed. Just let's savor this. We've waited so long for football. Yeah, it's not regular season football, but this is a part of the process, right? And this is important parts of the football because we can,
Right.
somebody out there is going to get some production that is going to end up contributing to this team at some point this year, next year, year after. So I'd like to see these guys and more importantly, just see the fans back out there again and we all get moving forward.
Tony?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of talent on the back end of this roster that's going to be fighting for,
Yeah.
roster spots 53 to 45. And there's a lot of them trying to get those spots. There is some guys that are not going to be on this team. They're going to get cut. They're going to be picked up by other teams. Like 4 guys just got cut and recently just picked up by other teams. Yeah, just keep your eyes open for these guys. All you want to see is them compete, not give up. Just play through the whistle and just hope for no more injuries, and that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Shout out to the chat. As always, you guys are great. Thank you, Tony, for coming on.
Yeah.
No problem.
Congratulations to Dawn. Please enjoy the game on Saturday. Everybody enjoy the game on Saturday. It's 49ers football. Regardless of who's in there, just enjoy it. And we will see you next week. As always, go Niners.
See you, everybody.
And of course, for the upstart 49ers, they're 6 yards away from Pontiac. 3rd and 3.
We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone.